Welcome to episode 47 of Generation Gap Book Reviews. I'm Christy the mom.
And I'm Lena the daughter.
Dada.
I'm Lena the
Dada.
daughter.
It's just
I could
Dada.
Dada. Dada.
In this episode, we are going to be reviewing two books, both of which are the second in a series that we reviewed the first book in previously. So, to start with, we are going to review The Runaway King, which is the second book in the series called Ascendance, and we reviewed the first one, which was called The False Prince. In what episode, Lena?
The 5th episode. Woohoo.
Okay. And then we're also going to review Al Capone Shines My Shoes, which is the second book in Tales from Alcatraz, of which we reviewed the first book called Al Capone Does My Shirts in what episode?
Episode 7.
5 and 7. Okay.
5 and 7.
And we're going to start with The Runaway King. Now, I'm just going to say up front, I don't think we can avoid spoiling at least something from The False Prince.
We're gonna spoil False Prince. Absolutely.
Pretty much the big twist in False Prince, and I just don't think we can avoid it.
Such a good.
And in Al Capone Shines My Shoes, I think there's at least one element we might be able to avoid it, but just
No, we'll probably spoil it.
I think it's pretty safe to say that we
spoil something.
It's just not going to be we just can't talk about the second book as well if we don't mention stuff from the first one. So be warned, if you haven't read the first book in either of these series and you're interested, you might not want to listen to this right now.
Yeah.
Now, The Runaway King.
The Runaway King.
What is that about?
It's about Runaway King. That's all you gotta know. Jaren, our main character, there's been an attempted
there has been an attempt on his life. Wow. Okay. So he does what? He runs away and becomes the Runaway King
immediately
because he's the king. Well, you didn't mention that. Jaren is the king of whatever
politics.
The country it is he's in.
He's the king of
Carthia. He's the king of Carthia.
He's the king of Carthia. And basically there's what was it exactly? Politics. There was talk of like throwing him off the throne until he was of age, or I don't know what else. I don't remember exactly.
Killing him, apparently? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Killing him?
That's not. We're talking about his country.
His
now,
country.
Right? Okay.
The government or whatever you want to call it.
His position is precarious. In other words,
his position is precarious. So he runs away.
And what does he do when he runs away?
He goes to a different country, and I don't remember what the country's name is. Oh my gosh, Lena.
That's not important right now. I mean,
he goes to another country so he can try to join up with the pirates.
I thought didn't he go there to try to stop the pirates? Because they're like the biggest threat to
yeah, because he's trying to break the line they have with the other countries.
The alliance they have with
the alliance, yeah.
Yeah. And the pirates helped kill his parents and have tried to kill him in the past.
Connor.
Back, I think, when before the first book, which is part of what made them hide him in the first place.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's probably pretty much takes care of it. He goes and tries to stop the pirates, and in doing so, he starts out by basically joining them and becoming Sage again.
Yeah.
Which is the big spoiler from the first book, is Sage is Jaren. See, even knowing that we've warned about spoilers, I still have a really hard time saying those words.
I'm like,
I put them out there in the world, and it was a huge. It's pretty much the big thing that makes the first book like.
Oh my gosh!
So liked by people. Anyway, okay. So what did you like about this book?
Well, okay. So here's a difference between you and I. I enjoy books with politics for some reason, even though I'm not a huge fan of real world modern politics. But you
like fake fantasy politics.
Either fantasy politics or past politics, but not to certain degrees. Anyways, history. So I kind of enjoyed different things. I like Jaren. He can be an idiot sometimes, but I like him. Different friendships he makes there are certain characters that I really loved from this book. So yeah. Where else do I go with this? I don't know. It's just like it's just interesting. I think I enjoyed just being like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
so the author sets up a world here that you enjoy,
Yeah, I like
and
the world.
you really want to know what's, and it does definitely continue on, not directly, like it's not like the previous book does have an end, but there's still plenty more that is going on in this, and
Yeah.
it's continues on from the previous book that you really enjoyed, and
Yeah.
yeah, you apparently you like fake politics, so
I'm weird, aren't I?
then
In comparison to you.
I mean, I don't know. Well, in comparison to me, I suppose, yeah. But
For
if it's just
in
you and
your
me and we're different, that doesn't make one of us weird and one of us not weird.
No, I mean like
You're,
like for in your brain I'm weird, like 'cause I'm weird to you because I like it and you don't.
I mean, I don't even know. Like, it's kind of funny considering the rating I gave it, which I'll say later. But I don't know that I could really pinpoint anything that I specifically liked about this book. It was just, it was what it was. It was, yeah, politics and fighting and men being men. I don't know.
Men being men.
Boys being boys, and even though it's written by a woman, I don't even know. I
Perfect.
just literally don't think I can say anything specifically that I liked about this book, which is maybe I should lower my rating.
Yeah, there must
Anyway,
be
so what did you
something.
not like about this book? We're moving through this one fast.
I There was kind of a part that seemed like a little unrealistic, I gotta say.
It stretched your credulity a bit too much, and so at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was still good.
I, on the other hand, have a. Okay, so aside from the fact that, yeah, I think the politics are boring. And war is boring. And so the first book had the big twist. Like we've already reviewed it, so I'm not going to rehash all of it, but I've spent most of the first book going, this is slow, this is boring. Why is this rated so high? Why do people love it so much? There has to be something surprising that's going to happen. And then yeah, big surprising thing. We find out that our narrator was an unreliable narrator. That doesn't happen that often anymore, and
Yeah.
you can't tell people, hey, if you like unreliable narrators, read this book, because then they know spoils
Yeah,
it going in.
right.
But because we couldn't, you couldn't pull off the same kind of big twist, so I figured, yeah, it's going to be kind of slow and just politics and war, which is basically what it was. And so the book again dragged for me. It was just boring to me. And a lot of people, what they really like about this series is Jaren himself.
Mhm.
They think he's snarky and sarcastic and witty and stuff. I just found him annoying. Like he's just childish, and he's not a good king. He makes terrible decisions. He mostly just gets lucky. And I found some stuff unrealistic too, like Imogen's involvement here, and the pirates who are supposed to be like these mean people, they really weren't really as hardened and like dangerous as I expected them to be. And then there's Amarinda, the woman he's supposed to in that
Mary.
Jaren is before they even have found Jaren, she's like already betrothed to the crown, even to the prince, who whenever they can find the prince.
Yeah.
I don't get her. I really don't understand her role at this point in the series. Is she good? Is she bad? Is she pointless? I don't know. So I'm just like, and I listened to the audiobook. I really don't know if I would have finished it if I was reading it. Because
Mhm.
with an audiobook, I'm much more likely to keep going because I'm not taking the time to read it. And I don't have to.
Speaking of
And I can
which,
keep going even if I'm bored or slowed down by stuff. But I don't know. I just wasn't interested. So, okay. So that's all I really have to say. What did you rate this book, Lena?
for some reason, I rated it 4 stars, but I think I'm gonna rate it 4.5. Cause it was good,
Because
and
you
I
can't think of
didn't
that
think
much that
of
you didn't
like
like.
that much I didn't like.
Well, for some reason, I rated it 3 stars, and since I can't think of anything I liked and really didn't like it, I might have to lower my rating.
Oh
I put
boy.
in my in my review when I wrote the review that I'm not saying the book is terrible since I did give it 3 stars. So I guess I there must have been something of it that interested me. So I'm
Yeah.
not going to lower my rating, but I can understand you raising yours.
Also,
And now you've read it once and listened to it once, right?
yep. I've also read Shadow Throne.
Yeah.
You're never gonna read that book.
I no I at the end of this book I said I couldn't care less anymore, and I called it quits. I'm not going to finish this series.
I really enjoyed that Shadow
Especially
Throne
since
though.
if I decided to keep going, I'd have to go back and read at least this one again, and I just don't want to, which is if that's the case, then why would I keep going?
That's true.
So Shadow Throne, you can always review it on here as one of your standalone, or like the ones where we separate from each other,
It's true.
if you really want to.
I've heard from my cousin that the other two are not as good because it was supposed to be a trilogy, and then she expanded it. So I'm not sure.
Authors are always doing stuff like
I
that.
hope it's good. I'll probably not see what other people see, and then when then I find out that other people see, I'll be like, oh no, now I hate the book. Sometimes it's like that.
It shatters the glass for you, and now it's all
like
terrible.
That, and I'm like, this is why I don't look at reviews, because it actually hurts a lot.
I've had that happen. Not too many times. Usually I like books less than the average person. But I have had it happen at least once, and I couldn't tell you the book, where I read a book, I liked it, and then I looked at some reviews and I went, oh, that did oh, I didn't think about it that way. Oh man, and then I didn't maybe not hate the book, but I definitely didn't like it as much because I couldn't help but agree with those things, and I just hadn't noticed them. There's been other ones where I'll read a review or several reviews, and I'll go, yeah, I see what they're saying, but I just love the ride so much. I don't care. It's still 5 stars for me.
Yeah. That's why sometimes that's why with certain books I'm like, are you gonna like this? I don't know, because you're so picky. I'm like, you're gonna destroy it for
What's
me.
That hissing? Are you gonna like this? I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Don't ask. Anyways.
Okay, and now specifically about the audiobook.
The audiobook. So by this point, I've listened to False Prince and Runaway King on audiobook, and I adore the narrator. Like, he's so good at accents, like, so, like, you can just, like, he's really good at different accents. That's what I'm trying to say.
You adore the narrator. Charlie McWade is his name.
He's just really good at what he does.
I listened to both of them myself. Like, the only way I read them was listening to them, and I kind of remember, like often happens for me, it took me a little bit to get used to him. But then, like, if I were to read these by myself, like read these with a book now, it would be his voice. It's been over 2 years since I listened to both of these, really.
Yeah.
And I can still.
What does he sound like? I'm joking.
I can't mimic people. I'm not one of those. But I can still hear his voice somewhat when I think about the book. So, he did a good job. Now it's time to move on to Al Capone Shines My Shoes.
Shines My Shoes.
So, in this book,
we
have Moose Flanagan.
Never mind, I give up already.
What are you, 4?
I could be.
Moose Flanagan, who is
12?
He's 12, and he lives on Alcatraz at the time when it's actually a prison, because this is set in the 30s.
No, he just lives there when it's abandoned.
And he has an autistic sister who, really in the time before they didn't know what autism was. And
words, Lena. Sorry.
And she needed.
This is
going
book, really well.
She was rejected from a special school. And Moose thought, for some reason, that Al Capone, who was in Alcatraz
because he's a gangster,
could somehow help her get in. And so he asked for help, and she gets in. And then the end of the previous book ends with Al Capone with him getting a note from Al Capone that says done. Which makes it clear that he helped get her in, and it wasn't just coincidence. So now in this book,
it starts with her going to the school.
She's going to the school, and now he gets a note from Al Capone that says,
your turn.
Your turn. So now he has actually dealing with the fact that even though he's not supposed to have any contact with the prisoners, and obviously it's not a good thing for him to be doing favors for the prisoners, that he has been that Al Capone has is going to basically task him with some kind of favor. Okay, so Lena, what did you like about this book?
Okay, so I don't know. I actually I also read the first and the second of these books again recently.
Well, listened to them.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I said the wrong word, and I think it made me realize how good they are. They're realistic. I think that's kind of one of the things that I liked about it. Like, I had one of my biggest troubles with the first book, kind of like, I think after I got through it in the first book, I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. But
I have no idea what you just said. One of your biggest troubles in the first book was after you got through it, you thought, okay, maybe this isn't that bad. I don't know what that means.
After I got through the first book, the troubles I had within it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of more used to this now. So
well, I think if I remember right, one of your problems with the first book was
the yelling, the
capital letters. Everybody's yelling at each other.
That's, yeah.
But you listen to it and you don't see that.
Yeah, no, but reading the second book, I don't think I had that as trouble with it because I think I was probably used to it, and I
That could
think
be.
I do appreciate like how real it is. Like sometimes books are really good when they're just when plus it's not all like drama. There's just like maybe it's just like natural life happening.
Yeah,
Like
and
that's
that is
also
some of it
fun.
too. Is natural life
Yeah.
on this island.
Yeah.
And when you put a bunch of kids together in a enclosed
Yeah.
environment, I mean, it's not like they never leave the island, but they live on
Yeah, they
on the
basically,
island.
yeah.
There's gonna be
Drama.
some friction, and that's what we have here, and it is
Yeah.
realistic.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me wonder if she had a lot of siblings growing up or something, or
Yeah, I
lived
don't
in a
know.
neighborhood where a lot of kids played together a lot or something.
Yeah.
What else?
It's just written really well. I think that's all I really. I was gonna say characters, but then I'm like, some of the characters I didn't like.
I
That's
personally,
yeah.
so reading the author's note, I think after the first book, in fact, maybe after the second book, I'm not sure. I mean, she probably mentions it in both, but that the author's sister was autistic.
Mhm.
So she's not just deciding to put an autistic character into her book and hope she gets it right. She grew up with an autistic sister.
Yeah.
And Natalie, the sister, the autistic sister in this book, and the way Moose interacts with her, the way some of the other characters interact with her
Yeah, the
are
relationships
yeah,
there. Yeah.
it's not perfect. It's not there are ups, there are downs, probably like it really would be in real life. It is like you said, it's very realistic
Mhm.
and it's eye-opening.
Mhm. Very
Because of the
interesting.
fact that I know she has personal experience with this. I feel like it really shows you something if you haven't really lived with
Yeah.
been around this
Like
much before.
yeah.
And yeah, Alcatraz, just the world here. I mean, like we tend to use world building more for fantasy or sci-fi than or speculative fiction,
Yeah, but it's
but you still
still
build a world with every single fiction book
yeah.
or story you write, and her world building of Alcatraz here is really interesting. And I know you can see she did a lot of research into what
Yeah,
it was like, and they did
that's
have
really
kids living
cool.
on the
Yeah.
island, families.
Yeah, 'cause there's also some interviews at the end,
Yeah, and
at least in the audiobooks.
it's just it's a part of history, that, and she makes it interesting. She makes
Yeah.
in this part of history come alive with these kids, seeing everything through their eyes.
Mhm.
There was the main plot and the climax of this book was really exciting and
Oh,
interesting
it
and
was
like
very exciting.
yeah, like it
Yeah, that
was.
was so. Whew,
I mean,
that's
it was
crazy.
engaging. It was really good. Okay, so that all being said, is there anything you didn't like about this book?
Probably not. I would say characters, certain characters, but then like that's just because the writing's so good that you can kind of dislike them. Unless you're not supposed to dislike them, but I doubt it.
I don't know. My biggest issue with this book is that the characters all. I mean, this is the second book in the series,
Mhm.
and it's not like it takes place that long later. And all of the kids sort of like just seemed like they all went like nutty in this book. They all started treating Moose like for no reason that ever is explained. They all start treating him
It's
like crap,
oh,
even though
that
one
was
of the
weird.
characters is there's somewhere in the book. I remember one of the. I think it might have been Annie. I'm not sure, but one of the girls at one point says, "Well, everybody likes Moose," but they're all being like terrible to him in this book.
Well, I think that was her kind of mocking the fact she was mocking.
I don't remember it that way when I read it,
Like
but
I feel like I just remember it just like kind of being like a mocking way, like yeah, everybody likes
they
Moose. Like
do
how
normally. I'm
dare
pretty sure other times, other books,
yeah.
it's just
I feel like the kids started like they were just he was just the people pleased a lot, so that they kind of just got to the point where they're just like
I don't know. I just feel like all of the kids in this book start all of a sudden got their first period at the same time. Even the guys, even the boys. They all just because they all just started acting like they were hormonal and unpleasant. Even the younger ones and the boys. It was weird.
hmm.
And then so I literally just kind of like was like hanging in there until everybody like started making sense again.
Yeah.
That was it though. That was pretty much my main issue with the book. So
Yeah, that was yeah. I see
it
what you mean
was.
though.
So what do you rate this book?
I rated it 4.5.
I
Four and
rated
a
it
half.
4.
Okay.
It was actually my least favorite. I've read the whole series now. You've read two, three,
2.
2 out of 4. There are
This
4,
is- yeah.
and it was my least favorite in the series. But that's not saying a whole lot. I mean but it was 4. So as you can see, the whole entire
Yeah.
series I really liked. It's just this one I liked the least, and it pretty much has to do with everybody all of a sudden being
Oh my
gripey.
goodness,
I don't
yeah.
know. So I guess that is everything we have to say in this podcast.
Yeah, we will probably come back for the third book when I have read it. I'm reading it soon.
Yes,
So.
unlike the other series, this one we will probably revisit.
Yep. Join us next time when we will be reviewing Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery.
Until next time, I'm Christy.
And I'm Lena.
And this is
Generation Gap Book Reviews.